Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of 6 for 6 with yours truly, Trevor Williams. I have a fantastic show for you tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I know we got some good things happening in the sports world, a lot of things happening, but we're going to give you the 6 best sporting events of this week. So let's get down to business. But before we do that, let me give you a quick announcement. We have the Winter Olympics starting this Friday. So this is not, part of the 6 column, but hey, we're going to talk about sporting events. As this week continues and going in all the way up to February 20th, we're going to start sprinkling some Winter Olympics games in there to really, guys, get you into the Winter Olympics spirit. So now with that, ladies and gentlemen, let's break down into tonight's sports topics. Can't wait to see what we got for us tonight on tonight's program. To first start off, it's all basketball. Let's make it clear. We got NBA, lady college hoops, and men's college basketball as well. So we got some good stuff for you tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So let's break it down. In the 6th spot, we got the Lakers and the Clippers Thursday night. February 3rd at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific on TNT. Ladies and gentlemen, these teams' records are evenly matched, but as we can see it here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, the Lakers are 24-27. The Clippers are 26-27, but the Clippers are 73% favorites in this one. But as you can see, the Lakers are just missing key players. Anthony Davis, LeBron James, 2 key factors in this one. And I'm going to have to agree with ESPN on this one. I'm going to have to go with the Clippers on this one. Easy said than done. Easy and simple. But as you can see, the Lakers are on a 3-game losing streak, and the Clippers lost to the Pacers on Monday. So as we can see, the teams are trying to rebound and get back into the swing of things on Thursday night. So hopefully the Clippers can pull this one out and improve my record. But I forgot to recap my records from last week as well. So before I go into the 5th game, let me recap my records from last week. So last week, I was 2-4, ladies and gentlemen. Not the best record. It's the worst one I've had so far in this season. So we're going to see if we can improve that. And hopefully that's the last time we go below 500 on 6 for 6, ladies and gentlemen. Let's make that a streak. We'll have like a counter every time I stay above 500 or on par with 500. But with having that bad record last week, it puts my overall record this season as 13-11. So we're getting close to 500 again. Hopefully we can go another 5-1 again to extend this lead and make this look prettier. But obviously I want to go 19-11 this week, getting all 6 for 6 right. So let's see if we can do that. And with that, for those who are tuning in, like I said, in the 6th pick, I got the Lakers and Clippers game on Thursday, February 3rd at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific on TNT. And I've got the Clippers winning this one, ladies and gentlemen. Next up, we have the Utah Jazz versus the Denver Nuggets in this one, ladies and gentlemen. I think this is going to be an interesting matchup, but a lot of injuries are sprinkled throughout both of these teams' rosters, with Jokic being out and DeMarcus Cousins being out as well for the Denver Nuggets. And then the same with Rudy Gobert and Davion Mitchell, both going to be out in there. So 2 key players being out. But at the same time, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to have to go with the Denver Nuggets on this one. So the Jazz music will have to stop on this one, ladies and gentlemen. The Jazz music will have to stop, and the Jazz won't be able to win it in this matchup. On top of that, with that, ladies and gentlemen, we will be moving on to our next picks. So I have the Denver Nuggets winning this one. We'll go into our 4th spot. We got some college basketball for the women's. Number 13 Texas versus number 9 Baylor in women's college basketball on Friday, February 4th, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific on ESPN2, ladies and gentlemen. Great match has been here. It's a showdown in Texas. Can't get better than this at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific time. We got evenly matched. Texas is 15 for 14, and Baylor's 15 for 14 in their wins and losses. Conference play, Texas is 5-3, and Baylor is 5-2. As you can see, evenly matched. Baylor is on a 5-game winning streak. Texas just lost against Oklahoma, so they're licking their wounds and trying to battle against Baylor on Friday. So this is going to be very competitive. Before that, Texas was on a 4-game winning streak, possibly 5-game winning streak. But based on the stats that I had, I can't really capture that. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go with the upset. Texas on the road, and the Texas Longhorns women's team will beat the Baylor's women's team in this matchup. So I'm going to have to go with Texas on this one. Next up, we're going to go into our third game. We got Baylor back at it again. Baylor number 8 versus Kansas in men's basketball. We got some good action. I remember the last time I picked Kansas at home, they lost to Kentucky. I don't think you're going to lose that twice again. So I'm going to pick Kansas winning this, pulling up the upset, being at home. Definitely going to be a huge factor in this one. And it's a lot of conference play in there. Very trying to improve their seeding. So winning their conference gets them better in the March Madness as we're building up the March Madness ramp ups for that. But just looking at it, Kansas will outscore Baylor about 80-78. As you can see, rebounds and all that other stats, ladies and gentlemen. Just overall, that I'm going to have to ride with my Kansas Jayhawks on this one. They're going to take care of business and be able to win it. Easy said than done. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we will move on. We'll do a quick recap, and then we'll move on to our final 2 spots in the 6 for 6. So quick recap for you all tonight. We got the Lakers and Clippers Thursday night on February 3rd, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific on TNT, and I have the Clippers winning this one. Next up, we have the Denver Nuggets versus the Utah Jazz tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific on ESPN. I'm going to go with the Denver Nuggets on this one. They're going to win it. Next up, we got the Texas Longhorns, number 13 in the nation, versus number 9 Baylor. Women's college basketball, Friday night, February 4th, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific time on ESPN2. And I'm going to go with the Lady Longhorns to win this game, ladies and gentlemen. They're going to take care of business and be able to win it. Next up, we got Baylor's men's, number 8 in the nation, versus the Kansas Jayhawks men's college basketball team, number 10 in the nation. Saturday, February 5th at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific on ESPN. I'm going to go with the Kansas Jayhawks, going with the upset over the number 8 Baylor Bears and college basketball for the men's. And next up, we have women's basketball in the number 2 slot. Tennessee, number 7 in the nation, versus UConn, number 10 in the nation. Women's college basketball on Sunday, February 6th, noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific time on Fox, ladies and gentlemen. 2 good, solid basketball programs, but this year, UConn's a little bit struggling in this one, but they have a great homestand, 5-0 at home. It's not the same UConn team we've seen in the past. They're 13-4, but maybe they can turn around and have a strong finish. But the Lady Volunteers for Tennessee are 19-2 with a 6-1 loss record, on the road. So definitely going to be a solid matchup in here. I think the UConn women will be able to pull up the upset and disrupt the Tennessee Lady Volunteers in this one. So I'm going to go with the UConn women's basketball team to win this one. And to cap us off tonight, ladies and gentlemen, on tonight's program, we have UCLA, number 3 in the nation, versus number 7 in the nation, Arizona. Men's college basketball Thursday night, February 3rd, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific time on ESPN. Solid matchup. Can't get better than this. This is the top matchup of this week, in my opinion, that we have here for 6 for 6 for the games that I looked at within the next, the next few days. So this is what we got coming up on here on tonight's program. So good matchup in here, but let's break down. Let's pull out the stats. We're going to stat crunch this, and we're going to show you what we got looking at here. UConn don't have a lot of points. They don't average a lot of points per game. They average about 78 compared to Arizona's 86 points per game. But if you look at rebounds, Arizona has more rebounds with 43 compared to UCLA's 37, ladies and gentlemen. Arizona gets the ball around with about 20 assists a game compared to UCLA's 14. Literally, Arizona has more blocks than UCLA. Arizona has about 6 blocks per game compared to UCLA's 4 blocks per game. but they have the same amount of steals. So as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, it's interesting. Both teams were on win streaks, but the thing that's going to separate this apart, literally on January 25th, UCLA face Arizona, and UCLA beat them badly. The score was 75-59. I know Arizona's seeking for vengeance, but UCLA will do it again and will beat them again in this matchup, ladies and gentlemen. And I will have UCLA beating Arizona yet again on the road in Arizona. Going to be definitely fantastic to watch. Definitely going to be a key matchup. And I'm going to go with UCLA to win this one. Before I close out tonight's program, we've got a couple comments coming in. And Kirsty Wilson's tuning in. She's picking UCLA. And then for the women's basketball in the number 2 slot, she's going to go with UConn over Tennessee. But let's do a quick recap for all our fans who are tuning in and all those who are listening on our glorious podcast apps like Anchor and all those, and Spotify and Apples and all that stuff. But with that, we're going to do a quick recap. I know John's tuning in. This is an amazing show, my man. Thank you for tuning in. But we're wrapping up tonight's program really quick, a nice quick one. We got a lot of sports coming on and events coming up this week. So I want to get you guys back at it, enjoying your sporting events and not listen to me ramble on about my amazing six picks of the week, ladies and gentlemen. So let's break it down to business. So with that, we have in the 6th spot, we got the Lakers and the Clippers. February 3rd, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific on TNT. I got the Clippers winning this one because Anthony Davis and LeBron James are going to be out. So easy picking on that one. So we're going to try to improve our record to get that, perfect 6 for 6 and going 6-0 in this week. Next up, we got the Denver Nuggets and the Utah Jazz. I'm going to go with the Denver Nuggets on the road, taking care of business against the Jazz tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific on ESPN. So hopefully we get this win tonight to get that streak going so we can go 6 for 6, ladies and gentlemen. That's the most important. That's the goal of this show. In the 5th spot, we got women's college basketball, number 13, Texas versus number 9, Baylor. Friday, February 4th, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific on ESPN2. Great matchup in here, ladies and gentlemen. But I'm going to go with the upset with the Texas Lady Longhorns taking care of business and winning this matchup. Next up, in the 3rd slot, we got Baylor's men's versus Kansas Jayhawks, number 10 in the nation, college men's basketball. Saturday, February 5th, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific time on ESPN. I'm going to go with the Kansas Jayhawks with the upset. We're going to keep this train going. I'm picking against Baylor. They're going to lose this week. They're not going to win. They're going to lose. And number 2, ladies and gentlemen, we have Tennessee women's ladies volunteers creating a storm in the women's college basketball world, going up against UConn, number 10. I know this UConn team is not what we've seen in the past, but I know this Lady Volunteers team can cause some havoc and make things a lot difficult. But hey, UConn's undefeated at home. I don't think UConn gives up home court advantage that easily or that often. So I'm going to go with number 10, UConn. The Lady Huskies will take care of business and upset the Lady Volunteers, number 7 in the nation. You can catch that game on Fox on Sunday at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific on Fox. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to cap that out with UCLA number 3 in the nation versus number 7, Arizona, and men's college basketball Thursday on February 3rd, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific time on ESPN. I got UCLA. These teams already matched up against each other, I want to say about almost a week ago. And UCLA took care of business and destroyed Arizona in this one. I don't think they're going to fall short on that one. They're going to take care of business and win that. With that, I'll read a couple of closing comments with all that. We got Corey. He says, what happened to the Kansas City Chiefs? I know Patrick Mahomes, I would say, kind of threw that game away and ended up losing it. And then you have the Battle of LA Frauds. Yes, John. And he says, LOL, JK, I guess. With that, I'll go with our quick reminders of some things that are happening in the sports world. I want to remind you guys the Winter Olympics start Friday, so get cozy, drink your hot cocoa, and watch some snow events from snowboarding to skiing to hockey to figure skating and all in between to my favorite sport of curling. with that, ladies and gentlemen, we'll remind you my records for this week from last week. I was 2-4 in picking games, and my overall record is 13-11. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that will do it for tonight's program. And I'll conclude it with two comments. Kirsty Wilson is excited for the Olympics, and who do I got for this year's Super Bowl? Well, I won't spoil it. You're going to have to tune in for No BS tomorrow when I make my Super Bowl prediction. So I give you a little teaser on that. So you have to tune in for tomorrow's program on No BS to hear my picks. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that will do for tonight's program on 6 for 6. So long and take care from the MI6 Sports Network. So long for now. Bye-bye.